face, gets all upset. It's like all these John Cena fans came out and they're now like converts to Bray Wyatt's,
Church.
Well,
The Church of Bray Wyatt.
The Church of Bray Wyatt.
Playing like John Cena and come out like a suit hung about one head going, "Power of Christ compels you."
Yeah.
And now, here's Tyler.
And yes, and now Bray Wyatt officially in the Money in the Bank match, I guess, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match, because now we did find out that there's going to be another one for a Money in the Bank briefcase, essentially.
Well, how did you find out? Because did you finally get the network?
Actually on Main Event.
Which is on the network.
It is, but on Dean Ambrose's Vimeo channel.
What is it? You and his Dean Ambrose video channel.
I just, all the Shield matches, basically anything Shield, which, I don't know, after this Monday Night Raw, I don't know how much to, what extent. But basically,
it's dead. The Shield is dead. They're done. Pack it up. It had a nice run.
Yeah.
They might bring it back like they do every group, like maybe 10 years, down the line, maybe.
It was it was a confusing edition of Monday Night Raw, but yeah, as far as in case you haven't seen it or heard yet, on Main Event, there was a promo with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins announcing that there's going to be an actual Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match.
And he's going to be in it.
Yeah, and Seth Rollins
which means Dean Ambrose is going to be in it.
Yeah, it makes sense because
save that one-on-one encounter, I guess, for Battleground. I guess you're going to need them to face each other eventually.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
So
we need to update our intro. And my name has to be in the intro, Tyler. We made the Batman 6016 theme like you do for your radio show for
me. Right, yeah. Well, yeah, we can actually, we'll have to adjust that, but yeah, anyways,
yes, so back to the show.
Back to the show. So yeah, that's as far as that was announced on Main Event, and if you saw SmackDown, of course, last week, I don't remember how much of it that maybe we spoiled on here, but.
I'm pretty sure. I always said it was Bray Wyatt beats Dean Ambrose.
Right. Yeah.
And qualifies for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's really all that mattered. I thought from the show.
Initially, it looked like like the way they were announcing it. And again, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose were, I guess still coming out together on that episode of SmackDown. It seemed at first almost like Triple H was going to have them face each other for the last spot, but then Triple H did like a coin flip.
Yep, flip the coin. Because he didn't care.
Yeah, and then to who would face Bray Wyatt to have a chance at getting in the ladder match, and so
okay.
Yeah, that was that really, and yeah, then Roman Reigns, I think he faced Wade Barrett that night on SmackDown, if I'm not mistaken.
Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett, and so yeah, that was that on SmackDown. The Shield appearing to still be, kind of together here. When I say Shield, obviously I just mean Ambrose and Reigns. But then Monday Night Raw last night was obviously odd. It began with another, Stephanie and Triple H promo coming out as the Authority again, with all the, or should I say most of the competitors that were going to be in the Battle Royal to determine the last spot in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. Now, Cena was on the stage, of course, and Triple H, I guess, had, the way he made it sound like, oh, Cena, you're going to have a more difficult time getting in the, after what he kind of inserted himself in the Shield last week. So he put him against Kane one-on-one.
But, yeah, and just Kane until everybody has to mind him. Once again, that this is the Demon Kane, not just Kane.
Yeah. But it's like, they kind of made it sound like, no, you're not going to be in the Battle Royal. You're going to have a tougher job. You're going to have to face Kane one-on-one. And, even though it's, a 50-50 shot there, really, in a stretcher match. So they made it sound like, Cena was getting more of the short end of the stick here. And as it turns out, it was a one-on-one match against Kane. Obviously, Cena was going to get the win in that stretcher match there, and later on in the main event. But I don't know, that was a little odd opening there, and kind of confused me a little how they were making it seem like, oh, Cena, you're going to have to face the Demon Kane. You're not going to be in a 20-man battle royal or whatever, however many guys it was. I don't know, but obviously, not long after that, you had Dean Ambrose coming out. I guess to
yeah, he came out after Rollins and Ziggler had a match.
Right.
Well, actually, he broke the pin too. It was like that match had a finish.
Rollins having Ziggler having a sort of like a side feud, I guess. Something for something for Ziggler to do. Two guys that are great in the ring, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dean Ambrose now coming out in, I guess now his attire is jeans and a tank top.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, we saw him in a black tank top and jeans, and now he came out in like a leather jacket, which we kind of see he kind of wore like several months ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he now his like I guess his ring attire is is jeans and a tank top, which it works, I guess. But yeah, and then later on, or no, if I'm not mistaken, he came out.
Bad News Barrett.
He didn't even have a he had
a match. Bad News Barrett.
He had a match with Bad News Barrett right after that. But you didn't really get to see his like new entrance theme until I guess later on. So suddenly he has a new. But on Main Event, mm-hmm. when he actually comes out now through the where everyone else comes out. He doesn't come out through the ring anymore.
Nope.
Or through the stairs to the ring.
Yeah. He doesn't come out through the crowds.
Right. He doesn't come out through the which is odd. On this episode of Monday Night Raw. And then, like, kind of the funny thing, too, was right after, this whole Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins thing, obviously Dean Ambrose gets, counted out and this and that. But the bottom line is he kind of gets a piece of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets away. Mm-hmm. And then he just takes out the rest of his anger on Bad News Barrett. Bad news for Bad News Barrett.
Yeah.
So... But then,
and actually, it's kind of ironic there because besides the fact that it was the first hour essentially was nothing but Shield essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
But also the first like hour was like no finishes too to matches.
Yeah.
Like the Seth Rollins and Ziggler didn't ever finish. The Bad News Barrett didn't finish. Like Barrett won by count out, but it was kind of like a not finish too.
Yeah.
So usually you would hate that, but for some reason because the Shield are involved, it didn't really bug me that much.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the story there is more the focal point there, and Seth Rollins getting involved, a little brawl there, and Dean Ambrose. Obviously, at that point didn't really care about the result of the match. You could just go in the ring and then beat Bad News Barrett up anyway. So, see, that's what happened. And then ironically, now they cut backstage with Roman Reigns, mm-hmm. Solo Roman Reigns here.
Yeah.
Now, some people joke because. As far as Roman Reigns goes, he basically still has the whole Shield, gimmick together. If you think, mm-hmm. He still has the same ring attire. He's sort of the same catchphrases. Some people joke, believe that. Mm-hmm. Same entrance, and with the exception of like a slight remix, basically the same Shield theme song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're. It's a little bit remixed, but it's basically the same idea.
Yeah.
There's no Sierra Hotel India.
No.
And the drums sound a little different, I guess. It's a slight remix, but it's basically the same. Badass theme song that the Shield went by.
Yeah.
Some people I don't know. I saw some comments some people complain about Roman Reigns. He keeps the entrance, he keeps the ring attire, he keeps all this.
Because he's the one kind of getting the push out of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Some people say
who's going to keep the cool stuff in the end?
Right.
The guy who's probably going to need it.
The big baby face put. Yeah. Some people joke like he's going to need it, but
Seth. Seth's going to get a push with his heel turn, and Dean's going to be getting a push too in that. It looks like. But the person who I think is going to still win the Royal Rumble probably come next year, Roman Reigns. He needs all this stuff because this is what got him over, the song and the entrance and that. So why scrap all that for everybody?
Yeah, and then obviously he's got the move set and everything, but
and like I said, I think the Battle Royal was very very well done.
Yeah, that was of course we mentioned that. It was odd how he got. Obviously
I hated how he got into it. How he got into that.
It was one of those confusing.
It felt for the first half of the Raw, there was no jokes, no stupid comedy, and. But this is Vince McMahon, so we can't go one Raw without having some kind of vomit or some. Yeah. It's either a toilet joke or a vomit joke with Vince McMahon.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
I guess apparently poisoning the coffee or whatever he put in there.
I don't know what they put in there. Something made Stephanie apparently vomit so much that
there was a super soaker.
Poor Vicky got just destroyed and vomit essentially.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it was like somebody shot a super soaker filled with.
It felt like I was watching an Adam Sandler movie at this point here. You know, because his movie has vomit. It's unrealistic vomit too, and it's.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was a little odd there, I thought, but.
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't. So you will listen to every word I have to say.
Oh
thank you, Sandler. But anyways,
I hate that mess.
But yeah, I mean, but anyways, so yeah, that was a little odd, and Roman Reigns being the guy, but I guess that made Triple H, take Stephanie to the doctor and this iced coffee business, and they put Vicky Guerrero in charge, and I mean, obviously that's what got Roman Reigns in the Battle Royal.
Which means Vicky's getting fired.
Right, yeah.
But then again, based on these 13 so names that got released over the weekend, you could tell.
Yeah.
A lot of
they're cutting
that if you were in this authoritative position there, I don't like your career chances right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, I mean, they're not big surprises. I mean, I don't know, there's a couple that, I don't know, I guess you could maybe raise your eyebrow at a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know. The most disappointing one I think was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, because
this guy got so much hype down at FCW.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one article where Triple H and Shawn Michaels went down to check on development, and the one guy that stood out was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And even when Drew came in, he was he had the Vince McMahon character got behind Drew, even calling him the chosen one, and got a kind of run feuded with Matt Hardy, and I mean and then all of a sudden he got thrown into. Well, I forget what it was, but he got I guess it was a backstage fight, and that pretty much killed his push.
Yeah.
Especially with the company. After that, he got thrown in with 3MB, which is now just 1MB, I guess. Because Jinder Mahal got released too, so.
Yeah. Yeah, back to the one-man band.
The one-man band, essentially. The one-man rock band.
Yeah. Which was I guess now a babyface Heath Slater, but, only to get squashed by Rusev. Unsurprisingly.
I feel bad for Hornswoggle. The guy had his head shaved during that whole El Torito feud, and it feels it was all kind of pointless now because the thing that made Hornswoggle kind of over his heel was the fact that he had 3MB in his back, and now he has Heath Slater now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, that was named. The other one that got people shocked was Evan Bourne. I mean, the problem with him was the whole his foot. He had surgery, I think, on his foot. And it didn't heal correctly, and that's what kept him out. Supposedly he's been healed for the past couple of months. They never. I always remember almost every Royal Rumble, his name would always be a rumored surprise entrant in that, but it never happened. So, and I guess when they have nothing for you after all these years, they just gotta let you go then, because they're just wasting money for them essentially.
Yeah.
Speaking of wasting money, a name that finally did get cut, JTG.
Yeah.
7 years employment with the company. And yet, it feels like almost the past couple of years, the man did nothing for the company.
Yeah.
No Raw appearances, not even house shows. Supposedly this guy even was at house shows, but yet he was getting a paycheck every day.
Yeah.
It's when we watch that CM Punk DVD and he talks about guys that just collect the paycheck and don't care about getting on TV and that.
Yeah.
He was talking about JTG. That's one of the guys he was clearly talking about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that pretty much sums. I think I said Teddy Long got fired, which to me just means If there's no point there's no point having an authority figure because of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. There's no point having Vicky Guerrero run things. There's no point having Teddy Long run things.
Yeah.
And if you're Brad Maddox, who can be a wrestler again, I mean, he can get repackaged and come back as a performer, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't look too good for Vicky. Even though I heard she was gonna be on her way out anyways, really soon.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't see how she just get fired next week after what she pulled.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they could have thought of a better way to get him in the Battle Royal, but I mean, it was obviously it was kind of destined to be there at that.
The whole idea was that Roman's tricked them essentially.
Yeah, I don't know, but
he tricked Vicky.
Yeah.
By playing nice to her.
Yeah, and poisoning coffee, and that puts Vicky in charge. And,
but also saying that she gets no respect at her position.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, that was that. I mean. Rusev the second last guy. So that was interesting. You would have thought.
I thought Bo Dallas. I actually thought they were going to surprise people to have Bo Dallas win the thing.
Yeah.
He's one of those
maybe
guys.
They'll put him in for the briefcase. Actually, I don't know.
We'll
see. I mean,
he might feud with Rob Van Dam too, because he did throw him out, kind of unceremoniously.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that he throws Roman Reigns over, and he throws Big E out, and he almost has Rusev out too. But it's just like I was just waiting for him to just be like sitting in the corner underneath the ring, and all of a sudden Reigns wins it, thinks he has everybody, and all of a sudden he comes Bo out of nowhere, just like throws him over, and kind of like has a cheap heel win.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I like I said, I thought the Battle Royal was maybe the best Battle Royal that they ever did in a while.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of sweet spots for a lot of people. Essentially.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Reigns looked very strong in the Royal. Battle Royal, especially after like I say, he took out Rusev.
Yeah.
Which has been pretty, a pretty like monster heel they've been pushing for a while. So
undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, you had that. I don't know. I mean, it was as far as like all the Shield stuff goes, it seemed like confusing how I don't know, they too forced that they're like breaking him up, and I don't know. It just I understand that.
I look at it this way: two people is not a stable; it's a tag team. And the Shield's not a tag team; it's a stable.
Right, but I mean, like,
so for me, once you have one guy break up, you don't need to be a tag team anymore.
But I mean,
or a team anymore.
Last week and even on like SmackDown, I mean, they were still coming out together, and and then all of a sudden you get to Raw, and then they come out separately, and I don't know, it just I didn't totally like get it, and then like the sudden change of the ring attire for Dean Ambrose, and you'd think he'd still come out through the crowd, and even if it was by himself, but I don't know. Now he comes out through the the entrance like everybody else except Roman Reigns. A little confusing, at least to me, and I don't know how much long-term planning WWE's been doing with this. It seems like a lot of sudden stuff here.
Well, like I said, for me, I think for them, they just felt like, look, let's stop trying to have this whole idea that Reigns and Ambrose can still be the Shield with just two guys in there. And let's also be fair here too. I mean, Ambrose is going to be feuding with Rollins, and Reigns is feuding with the Authority.
I mean, they're still I guess they're still allies, but
well, it's almost like the whole Seth Rollins deal too here. What WWE kind of hated too is that the fans talked about, well, Rollins is clearly part of Evolution now. Well, no, he's his own man.
Yeah, but at first it seemed like
he's out. But they know
they made it seem like that.
So they're trying to do now is trying to make him. No, he's not part of Evolution. He's his own heel. He just happens to be like ally of the Authority, essentially. Like any other heel is essentially in this company.
Yeah.
So my guess is for like Ambrose and Reigns, it's simple. Look, these guys have two separate agendas now. Yeah. Reigns, I mean, and both of them piss off the Authority, because think about it. Rollins side with the Authority, so beating Rollins, you get paid back, and you also piss off the Authority. And Reigns beating Triple H pisses off Triple H. Yeah. So they're both accomplishing their goal in the end. And they're still on the bad side of the Authority. So you don't really need to be a team to have this problem.
No, but it just seemed like they've been, like last week, they're still coming out as the Shield, essentially. And I don't know, it just seems like, in a sense, like,
but
Ambrose is giving
Tyler, but that's what you said, though. SmackDown, they kind of also teased it, though. Ambrose came out by himself on SmackDown.
Oh, well, I think he came out. Did he come out over the ring, or was that? I'm thinking of Raw. Because they were out together in the ring
in the beginning, but during the Wyatt feud, Ambrose came out by himself.
He had a solo match, but I think he still came. Did he still come out through the crowd to the Shield theme song? I think.
Yeah, but Tyler, he still came out by himself though.
Yeah,
without any backup.
Yeah, but I think Roman Reigns was banned from ringside though. I think they banned each other, or Triple H banned him from ringside. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you look at that.
Because then, if you remember, Seth Rollins.
But you also said though that Ambrose came out to like this kind of new like ring
on Raw,
essentially.
Or no, main event.
Oh, was it main
event? Actually, okay. Let's get the time.
They said SmackDown.
No, last week's SmackDown they came out together.
Okay.
Or they're in the ring talking together, and then Triple H, because Ambrose had the match with Bray Wyatt. And the Wyatt family was banned from ringside, and Roman Reigns was banned from ringside. But Seth Rollins later on in that match, kind of interfered, not interfered, but distracted Ambrose, and then Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail, and picks up the win. So you had that. So like there was still like this idea that, all right, well I'm gonna ban Roman Reigns from ringside, and because they were in the ring talking then. But then Monday Night Raw comes, and this is before main event that I was talking about. And Monday Night Raw, and then that's where like Ambrose is now coming out in like the white tank top and jeans, and basically has nothing to do with Roman Reigns. On Raw.
But
Which seemed a little odd. I mean, I'm just saying it seems like a little odd and little like lack of continuity.
Well, WWE, let's give it this is mine too. I think WWE also assumes that people can say, well, does everything have to be explained on camera?
Well,
how do we know Ambrose and
they seem to have
Reigns didn't just go backstage and just say, we got to go a separate way?
But it leaves it seems to. I don't know. It leaves me in the dark a little bit, and it just feels like where's the continuity and the long-term planning here? I don't know. It's just it seems like, and then it kind of seems like Dean Ambrose in a way like gave in, and now he comes out like he doesn't really believe in the whole Shield thing. He doesn't believe in where he came from.
Because the Shield doesn't exist anymore.
Well, but then why does Roman Reigns come out through the crowd and still has to sit?
Because he needs that music and that theme,
that
gimmick.
But no, I'm talking about from a storyline standpoint. From a logical standpoint, I'm not talking about
the only
what the company
thing about
thinks.
the Ambrose and Rollins storyline has nothing to do with the Shield, really, except that Rollins screwed the Shield over.
Yeah.
Over that. Specifically, he screwed Dean Ambrose over, especially after Friday.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
If you've been thinking about it, there, Rollins has specifically been interviewing in Dean Ambrose matches, not Roman Reigns matches, Ambrose's matches.
Yeah.
So Rollins only wants to go after Ambrose at the moment.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, still, like, there's because Rollins, the first guy he hit in that whole thing with the break up the Shield, he hit Roman Reigns too.
Yeah, behind his back in that. But
so I'm just saying
he stared down Ambrose though.
Yeah, Ambrose couldn't believe it. That's and had he hit Ambrose first, then it probably would have been the reverse thing. It would have been Reigns stare like, did you really just hit Ambrose with the chair in this set? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it seems like they're so insistent that, like, suddenly, like, no, all right, Seth Rollins is by himself, and it seemed like they were, gonna have like a different evolution thing going here, and I don't know. It just seems like
which to me would have been a big mistake for Seth Rollins there. The whole point of the Shield is that. The whole point of the Shield is that these are three talented individuals here.
Yeah.
To me, what they were saying was that these guys are so talented they don't even need to be there doesn't need to be a Shield anymore.
Yeah, but for a little while, essentially Ambrose and Reigns were still kind of carrying the whole Shield torch idea around since last week's on SmackDown, essentially. Triple H, banning Roman Reigns from ringside as if they were still a unit basically, and now Raw.
Well, I'm sure they're still buddies.
Well, yeah, allies, but it's just I'm just saying it's a big sudden change, of changes, I guess you could say. I don't know. It just seems like they're really insistent on separating them, and I don't know. I would have thought they were going to be like more together for a while, then maybe they'd have an eventual dissension. I don't know.
Well, no.
Maybe this is temporary too. The way they
here's the reason why they probably did it as well, because they didn't want to have this idea of dissension between Ambrose and Reigns then, because let's face it, once Reigns pins Triple H 1, 2, 3, he's a main eventer then. Well, technically Rollins and Ambrose are almost there. They're almost in that main event spot. They're technically high mid card guys right now. So it makes no sense for Reigns, who just beat the COO, former, the legendary Triple H, essentially, to then feud with Dean Ambrose down the line, because essentially Reigns is above Ambrose as far as storylines go.
I'm just saying. I'm saying eventually. I'm not. I'm not talking about anytime soon.
Yeah, but Tyler, anytime soon could be 3-4 months away, which I could see.
Well, I think by then they should both be main event. Solidified. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, maybe in your eyes, maybe not in creators' eyes.
Well, I don't.
To me,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, WWE Creative. I mean, it's the same people that had this whole Vicky Guerrero coffee idea with the throw up, and
I didn't say it was pretty. But I've also have come to the conclusion here that this is what you get from WWE Creative now too, which is why I don't flip out so much about it.
I'm just saying, long-term planning, continuity. Just a little bit.
To me, by saying this though, you're saying there doesn't need to be this whole unnecessary Ambrose Reigns feud, because to me, To me, once like I said, once Reigns beats Triple H, that he's a main eventer. Then people are gonna say this guy's a main eventer. He can get a world title. He'd be in a world title match, and nobody will say. Well,
if he beats Orton first too, because I mean, I guess he's gonna be facing Orton first. Essentially, if he beats Orton,
but you think about why Ambrose is facing Rollins, there, Reigns facing Rollins.
Right. Yeah.
First of all, because I think they want Rollins to win a match. They want Ambrose to win a match. Well, at this point,
yeah, the split.
If Reigns is facing it would feud with Rollins, Reigns is winning the match.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have Seth Rollins beat Reigns 1-on-1 in the match.
Right. I know. I don't.
Because
no
Reigns
problem
is
with
their
that.
guy. There's been one guy specifically in this Shield group that he sees as being potentially the next John Cena, eventually the next face of the company.
Yeah.
He matches everything that the company wants. He's a big guy. He has his superstar look. He gets this positive reaction.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, he has this cool look. He has, he's gonna keep the SWAT gear, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, he has his awesome theme song, the Shield theme, essentially, but it's gonna be
the entrance through the crowd.
Exactly. Which I mean, when Edge did that, that got him over originally.
Yeah.
Until he didn't need that anymore.
Yeah.
He started coming just for the entrance because he didn't need it anymore.
Right.
He was already over.
Yeah.
But when you're starting to get that main event area, you got to keep using what got you over.
Yeah.
And look, to me, Rollins doesn't need to go through the crowd. His thing is.
You mean Ambrose?
Well,
because Rollins.
And Rollins too.
Well, obviously Rollins, because Rollins ditched the Shield.
Yeah. But
betrayed the Shield.
But,
whatever.
For me, Ambrose and Rollins are also the strongest guys in the mic too. So they really don't need a whole lot to help them out.
Right. They can. Yeah.
To me, these guys can carry themselves pretty well on their own in that.
Right.
In fact, like I said before the whole Shield gimmick came about in Survivor Series, I remember watching a video around WrestleMania 28 weekend. It was Ambrose having a mic a mic battle with Mick Foley of all people, and it was a very
I
awesome.
think I remember. Yeah, I think I remember.
And that was and according to Mick Foley, the whole gimmick was that Ambrose was going to pretty much. I think he was gonna be almost kind of like a psychopath, kind of what he kind of is now.
Which they kind of which they do.
But the whole
Triple H kind of
the whole idea was that he would just go over people and out of nowhere just start trash talking and threatening them essentially.
Yeah.
But mainly legends. I guess essentially he was gonna be almost like the new legend killer in a way.
Yeah.
It felt like. Mick Foley's kind of glad they were the Shield gimmick because he that had the length, the interest to keep going. To a main event level, but he's glad. So he's glad that didn't happen. But I remember that, and but I remember watching it and saying man, this Ambrose guy has a lot of potential as far as mic skills go. Like I said, and Rollins has shown he can get it done.
Yeah.
Like I said, and Reigns showed he had a personality with Vicky Guerrero in that.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, and of all the Shield members, Reigns probably is the one guy a lot of people always say, well, he might have maybe the weakest mic skills.
Yeah. People. Yeah.
But then again, to me, that he can also found ways to make you forget about that because he can do some amazing moves in that ring for a big guy. I mean, to me, Roman Reigns kind of reminds me of even the Undertaker to a degree.
Yeah.
Because when you watch Taker back in the day, back in his prime, he did some stuff for a big guy that people just were amazed at.
Yeah.
In a way, and that's what I see with Reigns. This is a big guy that actually can do some pretty athletic stuff in the ring.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is the guy that WWE is kind of seeing as a main event spot.
Yeah.
And like I said, maybe Rollins and Ambrose never get there, because
well,
maybe something
I
happens.
think hopefully
WWE
I
think it'd be stupid if these guys don't get at least to the main event level at some point. But clearly, the first guy that's going to get there is going to be Reigns, pending Rollins and Ambrose win a Money in the Bank ladder match, and that's the.
Yeah, because Reigns is, he's going to face, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win at the Money in the Bank World Heavyweight Championship match.
No, he's not.
I don't think that, but he's going to be facing Orton. He's going to be facing, obviously, one of the top guys in the company, basically the top heel. And then, if he goes on to face Triple H, too. So, whereas you have Ambrose and Rollins, they're both guys trying to get to that level. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, obviously, Reigns is facing the main event talent that has been main event talent for a long time. So yeah, I definitely see that. But yeah, I mean, I guess the World Heavyweight Money in the Bank ladder match, I guess we should get on to talking about. Mm-hmm. Because Cena obviously Cena qualified.
Well, yeah, the two guys I said last week, Cena and Reigns qualified.
Yeah.
So either I know the creative in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Or I just been following, and I will say this though, it was in Cleveland, Ohio. We haven't seen this guy in a while. This whole rumor of Ric Flair being his manager. I literally thought the Miz was going to show up in a battle royal. It might have took the spot maybe. Just because I was hearing rumblings that WWE was thinking about doing that instead of throwing Reigns in there. They thought about throwing the Miz in. I'm kind of glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because I think the Miz can debut. Well, I guess repackage himself as I guess the next Nature Boy in a way.
Yeah.
Because the Nature Boy is his manager supposedly. But no, I heard about that, and it was in Cleveland, Ohio, and so on. Which I'm so glad that Damien Sandow wanted to still be a basketball player for another week.
LeBron James.
If you notice, no reaction, which makes me think that Cleveland is way over this whole LeBron James decision, which they should be because it happened 4 years ago.
Yeah, and they've had number one draft picks all these years, and they
not to mention Johnny Football has come to Cleveland too, so you got another superstar now that'll be in the making. So I don't know why. So to me, the WWE I think really has lost touch with that whole sports heat thing. Yeah. It's the cheapest heat you can get, but I think the fact that nobody was really gave two shits that it was a LeBron James jersey, and so on.
Especially since they lost the finals too. I mean,
exactly.
It had been
I think he would have won a three-peat. Maybe he would have got a reaction. Yeah. But since they got their ass kicked by the Spurs,
killed,
I really don't think people. I don't think people cared because he didn't win in the end.
Yeah.
And if anything, I think the fans were more disappointed that Sandow once again is doing a pointless gimmick. That clearly this guy is. Like I said, I don't know what he did backstage to piss somebody off. But he clearly did something that got him in the doghouse.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, so we have 7 guys in this ladder match. I think it's pretty safe to say it's not going to be Del Rio that wins.
Like I said, the guy's lucky to be in the match.
It's a
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when he qualified, he was just qualifying for a normal Money in the Bank ladder match when he beat Ziggler. Because, like I said, this whole Stephanie, if Daniel Bryan doesn't make it by so and so's date, to defend his belt in that, then it's gonna be a whatever. That was always shoot. That wasn't like a plan they had in motion. That's just something that they just said because they had no idea what they're gonna do if Bryan was not gonna be able to compete again. Then they heard the news and they pretty much said, okay, let's go with it. And why not? We already qualified for a match. Technically, it wasn't for the title, but what the hell? He already won a qualifier, so. Yeah. So to me, Del Rio was lucky to be in the match because he was pretty much El Chavo until he beat Ziggler. Yeah. So he's not gonna win the thing.
Yeah, we both said Reigns isn't gonna win. Might be some kind of interference, on Triple H's part or something like.
Randy Orton might screw him over. In the match
because Orton's in the Orton. So probably counting Reigns out. Mm-hmm. Dare they have Cena win it? I don't think it.
I tell you what though. I said Cesaro, but Cena can actually win this thing too. I think.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Cena's in the title, I mean, he can.
Keep in mind too. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view is in Boston, Massachusetts, Tyler. Yeah. Too. I'm not saying Boston's not going to boo him because they have even booed their own. Yeah. Technically he's from West Newbury, but that's like a few miles from Boston technically. But they boo their own apparently in Boston as well. But I could just see him having Cena win a match possibly as well.
There'd be a lot of backlash on it, obviously.
Becoming a 15-time champion, which means he's one away from tying Flair, which means he's one away from beating Flair. Technically Flair's won like 22 world titles, this is WWE, so we're only followed by their history and not the history that they decided to ignore essentially.
Kind of like when Stephanie McMahon said, my husband Triple H is 13-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's like, no, he's a world champion.
He's won 13 WWE and World Heavyweight Champions.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny how she.
But then again, we got to count the 22 for Ric Flair. Then we got to count the 40-something titles that Jerry Lawler won from No Nothing Promotions and that. And God knows we don't want to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, Cesaro. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be complaining if Cesaro won it, but
I think the only problem people have is that even though it would make sense, it sounds like Brock's going to be the guy facing the champion. Yeah. Like I said, I've been disappointed now because I was looking so forward to a Daniel Bryan Brock Lesnar match. Yeah. I know the whole size difference makes people kind of cringe, almost like with Punk and Lesnar. But Punk and Lesnar even had a I think Bryan's kind of a better performer than Punk is. Yeah. As far as all around work ethic goes in that. But so I thought that would have been an interesting match in that. But I think the one fear is that they think Cesaro still is not ready for a world title run yet.
Right.
Even if it's short term, even if it means he's going only hold it for like 2 months and then drop it to Lesnar at SummerSlam, they just still think there's a fear that is not that Cesaro's just not right for the world title run essentially.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. And then I mean, obviously you got Orton. I mean, he could definitely win it. But then the only thing is,
but he came off a reign though. No, but he came off a reign though too.
Yeah, a pretty decent.
And I don't think there's any reason to just forward back.
Yeah.
The belt, like I said, I don't think he needs the belt right now.
And
he kind of actually had a pretty lengthy reign the last time. He pretty much held the belts at SummerSlam last year. You don't want to throw all that vacant, all that vacant crap they threw in there towards last year. But I think Orton had a pretty decent run. I don't think he needs to have the belt put right back on him after Bryan had it vacant.
Yeah. Unless they were going to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And then and then you have Bray Wyatt.
Well, you also have Sheamus too.
Sheamus.
I put him in.
Sheamus, who's already U.S. champion.
Yeah.
So you would think he wouldn't win
I don't see him holding 3 belts.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt's an interesting one too. I mean, he kind of falls in that. He falls kind of in that Cesaro category where is it too early to put the belt on him?
Yeah.
Thinking he is kind of over.
Yeah.
But like I said, then there's the whole idea of do you want to have a heel versus a heel Brock? Because as far as I know, Brock's heel, and after being the streak, he's heel for life.
Yeah.
There's no way you're turning this guy babyface.
Yeah.
And I think Brock's fine with that. I don't think Brock's whole idea is I'm back to make people happy. He's back to collect the paycheck.
Yeah.
That's his job. Collect the paycheck and beat people up. That's
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's job. That's what he was born to do.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what Paul Heyman said. You hear Paul Heyman do in his actual radio interviews. That's what he says about Brock Lesnar. He says, Brock's not here to make people happy or entertain them. He's here to beat people up and collect a paycheck every week. That's his job. And he does a damn good job of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it definitely makes for a pretty interesting match, as far as unpredictability goes. So I don't know, it's a tough choice there, I guess. But we'll see what happens next week on the go home Raw and everything. And I guess see what happens with this other Money in the Bank briefcase match.
Mm-hmm.
That so far includes Seth Rollins.
Well, it'd be interesting how many guys they throw in the match because it's kind of a thin roster, and you also need more matches on the card.
Yeah.
Besides just 2 Money in the Bank matches and a tag team match between the Wyatts and the Usos right now. So
yeah.
It'd be interesting to see who they throw in there, but who they also don't throw in because they want, like, I would say Bad News Barrett, but I think they also want to do. I think they want to have it. They probably want to have an Intercontinental Championship match though. So if that's the case, he's not going to be in the match, even if people might think he deserves to be in that match.
Yeah.
So I think Dean Ambrose is a guarantee.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if you throw Kane in there, maybe Big Show. I know Big Show hasn't been on TV week. He was at Special Olympics this week. Apparently, advertising for as a representative of the company. But
I guess they just plug him in where needed lately. So
I mean, you could have Rusev go in there too. Maybe Big E. Yeah. I mean, I'm just throwing names just not winners. I mean, to me, it was just. I mean, do I dare say it? Does Stardust enter?
Stardust, yeah.
Do you want to talk about?
We didn't even get to.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Well, I put it this way. I was shocked. I thought originally the whole gimmick was the whole idea was gonna be that because the whole idea Cody quit Goldust because he said I'm the weak link brother, essentially. So I'm gonna help you find the guy who's gonna make you a stronger team essentially. And I thought after all these losses that Goldust had, I thought eventually Cody's just going to walk in and say, you know what? I just come to the conclusion. I was never the weak link. You were the weak link of the tag team. But no, apparently Cody Rhodes is following in Dustin Rhodes' footsteps and what essentially was adopted a kind of Goldust persona called Stardust. Which actually is kind of ironic because apparently Stardust was the nickname that his dad Dusty had. Like in the 70s or something, when he wrestled down in Florida, which is I think is kind of cool. But I look at it this way because obviously the crowd was shocked as everybody else was.
Yeah.
I will say this: there, Cody Rhodes had the Goldust mannerisms down. Either after all those years of watching his brother perform and do the character, but when he came out there, it kind of was like I don't know what he's doing to the stage. holding it and dragging his hand.
Yeah.
But like I said, he had the Goldust mannerisms down perfectly. I think it actually can work. But at the same time, I don't like the fact that they decided to have him adapt the Goldust persona.
Yeah.
Because I would sound hypocritical after I just did kind of a small rant on why Ted DiBiase failed and why Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt might succeed. And that's because Ted DiBiase Jr. went with the whole idea of, well, the $1 million belt, my daddy's belt, and kind of having this $1 million persona. It's like, essentially what you tell the crowd is that I am nothing but my father, essentially.
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna be as talented as my dad is, so I'll just steal his gimmick. I'll just use my dad's gimmick essentially to get me over.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, you would not know unless I told you, Tyler, that Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt were brothers. Because their two gimmicks are separate, completely separate from each other.
You can see the resemblance between.
And more so, you would not know that IRS was their father. because it was a different gimmick. So those guys have a chance of succeeding because, and I think they're more talented because they came up with an original idea that their family, none of the family members came up with. It wasn't like Bo Dallas came out and like said, "Yeah, I want to be a member of the Wyatt family, brother," or something like. I believe in the Wyatt family. That actually would be funny if they ever actually had a conversation, like Mike battle with his brother maybe at some point down the line. But so essentially, what Cody, I almost feel like what Cody's doing by putting the gimmick on, essentially, he's saying is that I can't get over as Cody Rhodes essentially in this company. I can only get over as the gimmick that my brother has done for years, and the closest Goldust came close a few times to being a main eventer. And I mean, it wasn't. The gimmick was over when he had first debuted in that. I mean, he got pushes. He did he also feuded with Undertaker and Austin and stuff like that. But I don't know. It feels like he's essentially saying is that I can't get over as Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
I gotta use the same gimmick that my brother could use. I gotta steal a nickname that my dad used to get over. I mean, it. But like I said, I also know Cody Rhodes has a lot of potential. I always looked at Cody Rhodes as a fan and always said, this guy has been so close to a main event level a few times. Like he can put on good matches. He can talk on the microphone and that. I mean, it was interesting to hear him kind of promo now in the Stardust character. But I don't know. I'd be hypocritical to say I think Cody Rhodes can do well with this gimmick. But I said Ted DiBiase failed when he said when he brought that $1 million belt and pretty much was copying his dad's gimmick essentially. Even bringing Virgil out of all people to be his manager, he literally brought Virgil out, who was his dad's manager, and to be his manager. I mean, you literally are saying, yeah, I'm the new $1 million man, people. Respect me essentially.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Tyler. I mean, that's my thoughts on the whole Stardust character. Essentially, is that I think Cody Rhodes is above copying his brother's gimmick. Is what I'm pretty much saying. I don't think, because I really do think he's the better of Dustin Rhodes, and to me, Dustin Rhodes' career has been long over. I like the fact that even at his age of I believe 40, that he can still perform in the ring. Yeah. But his time has passed.
Right. Yeah.
He's not getting a main event shot. He's not going to be main event WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes still has this shot yet, and I almost feel like by coming out as the kind of the second Goldust in the family, he's almost like. Besides, I was saying that he's not going to be anything more than maybe a tag team wrestler now, because it sounds like this is a new tag team pairing.
Yeah. Which,
like I said, if that's the goal, it's a good idea because it does make sense that Cody and that they would be the same persona. But I also think, but they're going to split up eventually too. I mean, it's going to happen eventually in every tag team. Somebody's going to split up, but like I said, that's just my thoughts. I think Cody's better than the Goldust gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess for now that's gonna, not get him anywhere any further. I guess up the card.
Well, they won. They
Yeah.
They destroyed Curtis Axel and Ryback.
Yeah. So I don't. I mean, from a tag team standpoint, maybe it'll help it, but
well, yeah, because as of right now, I would say the Wyatts are going to win the belts. I think Rowan and Harper will win the tag belts from the Usos because I think the Usos have had a pretty long reign so far.
Yeah. So
I could see the new Goldust pairing being the next feud for him. I mean, it would definitely be an interesting feud, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So So yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, of course we got WWE Live coming up in Reading this
Yes.
coming Saturday.
I mean, all we know that who's coming. There's only 2 matches that have been confirmed so far.
Yeah.
That is Reigns versus Orton and Ambrose versus Rollins.
Right.
And
Kind
I see Sheamus and Cesaro is on going to be on our
also
card.
on the card, yeah.
So I'm guessing I don't know if they're going to face each other, but that's my guess.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as that, I'm looking at the New York show, which is on the same day, which is the Cena show.
Yeah.
Got John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Big E, like the Miz, Kane was on it. Who was supposed to be on our show actually when Daniel Bryan was on it, but he's going to be on the New York show apparently. Rob Van Dam's going to be up on the New York show. Bad News Barrett's going to be on the. I'm like, do they have anybody else for our shows actually? Yeah. If I had to take a guess though, I could see Jack Swagger showing up.
Yeah.
Maybe I definitely could see Bo Dallas show up at our show, which I would be very excited about.
Maybe Rusev, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was at the one earlier in the year.
Yeah, as an NXT.
But that was
That's
before.
the thing too.
I
I'd be curious if an NXT talent shows up who hasn't debuted on the main card yet. Like I've heard that Sami Zayn has been working house shows now because he's maybe the next guy from NXT getting called up soon, which would be very cool because he's a very talented guy. Or even Adrian Neville, the NXT champion, has been showing up defending the belt as well. Maybe he's the guy who faces Bo Dallas then. Maybe we get an NXT championship match, maybe. Yeah. Which that's the case, get ready to watch Neville's finisher live, and his Red Arrow finisher, where it's amazing that man has not killed himself hitting that move, because it's insane, that finisher. But no, I mean Adam Rose could show up too. I mean he's not advertised from New York 1. I mean, but
Orton possibly.
No. Orton's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to face Reigns.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm going to be interested about two. I'm going to be interested how all the crowd's going. I'm going to be interested about two things because this would be my first live event period. But I don't know. When you went to the Cena one, was it like kind of sold out? Was there like any empty seats maybe?
I think there were a few empty seats.
Okay.
But the crowd was very pro Cena.
Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting too there. This is a non-Cena one. I'm just going to see how the attendance is.
Yeah.
Because there was a photo that I leaked on Twitter, and it was from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And I think it was during the Roman Reigns house show, and it wasn't like a filled up house show. Like you could clearly see empty seats in the building.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even like a big building. It was kind of like the same size as the Sovereign Center.
Yeah.
So it's just to see if they don't really pack the joint. Essentially, but
yes,
I don't know. I'm hoping to try to get some crowd chants going, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
especially if Bo Dallas gets out.
Yeah, I mean the last show. I mean, there was one guy that was like starting his own taunts, like this is boring taunts, and he was trying to start his own taunts around. But it's not. Or chants.
Here's the problem. Most of the time when you see these loud chants start, it's not one guy. It's a section.
Right. Yeah.
It's a section that probably knows.
It
each
starts
other
with a couple.
Yeah. It's we have one section do it, and that's as I said. Maybe in our section, maybe we get something going.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be a few of us. I mean, we could if
the
we
most
wanted
brilliant one that I want to see is try to do is if we have Bo Dallas, is chant Bo leave. But just like they do in NXT, you chant Bo, then you point to the X and tell him to leave, leave, as in Bo leave.
Yeah. Right.
And if we can get that chant going, that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah.
But like I said, it'd be interesting there because I have noticed even the Daniel Bryan CM Punk ones that the Cena house shows do like a little better attendance wise than the Punk like Bryan ones did, and I'm curious if the Roman Reigns ones are the same way.
Yeah.
And like I said, especially when you have a card that barely has a lot of top guys like advertised essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Shield, but they're not the Shield anymore.
Right.
So you kind of lose that main selling point. I think.
Dean yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
whatever you want to call
I'm sure
it.
people are going to be happy to see Rollins, Ambrose, or Reigns, but I would have preferred to see them as a team live maybe than as 3 separate individuals, which would be interesting. In fact, it'd be interesting if there were guys who purchased the ticket when the Shield was still a team and maybe just said, "I'm not going to the show because they're not even a team anymore."
No, they're not. Yeah.
I mean,
it's still interesting. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
I would do it. I say
I'm not like any less.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I mean, and it's still sort of like they're like because you got Rollins and Ambrose facing each other, and then you got Reigns facing Orton, and it's just like for all intents and purposes, they don't go by the evolution and the Shield. It's just like the two guys that were in the Shield or whatever. I don't know however it is now facing.
I mean,
Randy Orton.
Like I said, Cesaro is advertised, but I don't think Paul Heyman goes to the house shows.
Yeah.
So you lose the main selling point of Cesaro, I think, which is Paul Heyman coming out and cutting a my client Brock Lesnar conquered the street.
Yeah.
The way he does it is just brilliant. Now he doesn't even begin talking about it. He just throws it in there somehow.
Right. Yeah.
It still gets a reaction out of people. But I don't care. Cesaro is an awesome guy to watch on TV. I'm curious how. That's the thing too. I always know that watching something on TV is different than watching it live.
Right.
Because
no commentary.
No commentary. The camera angles are clear. There's no camera angle.
You got your
You either watch. It depends, I guess, on what area of the ring you're watching it from. I hear it could be a factor.
Yeah. I mean, you can. I mean, they always have a screen somewhere that if somebody's from your angle behind the apron or hiding, you can kind of see. So,
I will laugh though. There are people showing up there expecting a John Cena appearance because clearly they don't.
That'll be funny.
Clearly they don't read the advertisements that they do with these shows. Because
a lot of kids.
When you see the names advertised, that's what they mean. Those are
right.
Now, did you see that subject? That can be subject to change in that, but that usually is due to an injury or that guy got fired or released or cut. I mean, usually when they're advertised, that's who they advertise. That's their selling point.
Yeah.
So Cena's not advertised, kids. He's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, I should say at live events they do cut they do advertising videos beforehand. Maybe we see a Cena advertisement video. That's close to it's gonna be Cena being there. But this is not a Cena house show. This is the Roman Reigns house show. And they said
Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins.
Well, it used to be the Shield house show, but now it's Reigns house show. He's clearly the main selling point.
Yeah, and he's facing Orton, the more established heel than Seth Rollins. Even though Seth Rollins is obviously hopefully a future main event heel at that level.
Mm-hmm.
Reigns is the guy that's facing the established, basically number one heel in the company, Randy Orton.
So like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Like I said, it's gonna be you, me, Matt Sokol, Matt, and
Tiff.
I guess Tiff's still going. Yeah. So 5 of us are gonna be going. I don't know how high up we're gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
I said, it's Simon Center's or the Santander Center.
Santander Arena now they call it.
Yeah. It's not a big arena. So there's only that one bad seat.
Even the cheap seats.
Yeah, even the cheap seats are decent seats, but
just based on the size of the arena. Yeah.
Although, like I said, if nobody's there, I do know if it's like anything else, they will have they can have people telling you guys can move up if nobody's sitting in the front. Yeah. We can move up closer then.
Yeah.
But like I said, I hope to get maybe some chants started. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I know Redding's. I know Redding's not going to be the same as if we went to a show in Philly.
Right. Yeah.
Which
is actually Sunday. They have a show in Philly.
Yes.
Actually.
We know that you're going to get a chant out of crowds in that because that's a wrestling city. But Reading, a lot of little kids probably going to be there.
I mean, like I said, it was a very pro Cena crowd. When it was back. A lot of kids were there. Knowing that.
Did you find any old classmates maybe from Mifflin maybe because some of them were wrestling fans.
I don't think I saw any classmates. I saw people I recognized, but not really classmates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of Cena fans will. They might even be in their Cena gear, but hopefully, hopefully the parents let them know ahead of time
that he's not going to be at the show.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that. I mean, you sit behind.
If I hear, we want Cena chant, our response should be, "He's not here."
Yeah, I mean, even because you can be sitting behind kids, and we might hear him say, when's John Cena coming out, Mom, or I could very well see that.
Do you just turn around and go, "Kid, tell us he's not coming."
Yeah,
he's not here.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But like I said, I kind of wish I would have went to the Cena one because I've heard from plenty of people that Cena fans could be no matter what age, they can be quite a bitch to you once you start the Cena sucks chant.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Even if it's a little kid, they can like literally start tugging on your shirt, going, "Cena doesn't suck."
Yeah.
Cena doesn't suck.
Yeah.
And especially if you having an adult Cena fan.
Yeah.
Where first of all, it's like you want to wear that shirt,
Yeah.
okay? But you know what I mean. I've heard plenty of rumors of like Cena fans like being like very like they get very pissy when people start Cena sucks chant.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Did you guys even attempt to start Cena sucks chant, or were you guys just like, oh, too many Cena fans are here? I don't want to get mugged.
We didn't really.
I don't want to get mugged by a 5-year-old today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
But
it'll be interesting to see.
You guys should just sitting with your arms folded and going like, why are we here?
Well, I don't.
Because that's how I look at it. If you're not going to participate,
don't
show up.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of being in the audience is you got to kind of participate.
Yeah.
Like, even John Cena has said this constantly. He would rather work in a crowd that hates his guts than a crowd that just sits there and you can hear crickets out there, literally, like, no reaction at all.
Yeah.
Because at least the boos mean they give a damn about the product they're watching.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I mean, it'll be. Yeah. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting, though. You know, because I mean, you're guaranteed, 2 great matches.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to the finishes too. Because
I mean, normally
if these two are gonna be feuding each other, I'm curious. Yeah. This is it'd be stupid. They also had 2 main events, and then because this is essentially a double main event show. I'm looking at it because these two easily could be the 2 main events. But it'd be stupid if they had 2 non-finishes for 2 main events.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I do expect maybe 2 clean finishes here. I mean, I could see Rollins maybe pinning Ambrose, and maybe then you have Reigns Orton. Although you could see Rollins maybe come out and help Orton, and maybe Ambrose comes out. And maybe the show ends with
some degree
just Reigns and Ambrose staying tall instead of just
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
That's what I mean. Like something like that could still happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, more is possible because it's not on camera, but
Well, like I said, I've also been told house shows are more fun because there's no storyline.
Some
really.
degree, yeah.
There's no gimp.
It depends.
There's
It depends
no
who's wrestling, I guess.
Well, yeah. But no.
But this shouldn't be a problem.
But this is a chance to see maybe new guys that haven't shown up on the main roster. Like I said, you might see an NXT guy. Get you to see maybe some guys who usually don't talk on the microphone, like at Bo Dallas, maybe cut like a lengthy promo.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested to see like if he shows up, like what his promo for Reading PA might be in that. Like, if he does his research, he can easily go, I know this is a piss poor city, but don't give up. Just believe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking more forward to this house show than the one back in January. That knowing that.
But like I said, it'd be interesting to see if the attendance is different from that show, and you'd be the one to judge from that.
Yeah.
If it's smaller,
right? Yeah.
Or it's relatively the same.
Yeah. And if there are empty seats, we could just move down a little more.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
I'm assuming that every show, doesn't matter if it's a wrestling show, they do that. Because I remember going to like a Broadway show in New York, and it wasn't that filled out, and they had to move up of extra seats. Because what's the point of sitting in the back if nobody's sitting up in the front?
Yeah.
And that's what you want more people to sit. You'd rather have empty seats in the back than in the front.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's really what people are going to be noticing: empty front seats and empty back seats.
Yeah. Now one thing I'll be interested in seeing. I guess I should be surprised now if Ambrose enters where everybody else does, but Roman Reigns, I wonder if he'll come down through this, through the one of the stairwells.
That'd be cool. But it'd be cool if we were like in a
At
section
that
was right by.
Yeah, exactly.
Right
That's
by,
what I'm saying. You never know. I mean, because I don't know, because I haven't seen the last house show.
Yeah.
The Shield wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. But I might want to look on that. See like people who've been to house shows recently if Roman Reigns actually comes through the crowd during these house shows.
Based on what I've been seeing, he still does.
But yeah, I mean, I would think.
But
so.
they got past in the last week. It was kind of still the Ambrose and Reigns were kind of still like a tag team.
They still came out through the.
Like they said, I mean,
now that changed.
I mean, the one I actually saw on YouTube, the one closing was they had Rollins in the ring by himself, and they had Ambrose and Reigns pretty much kicking his ass then end the show.
Yeah.
And they ended with the Shield theme playing, but with just Ambrose and Reigns celebrating.
Yeah. So we could see something like that happening. I don't know. It should be an interesting show, and I guess with along with what happens on SmackDown this week,
which is taped on Tuesday,
and Raw, which is taped on Tuesday. for those that saw SmackDown and saw, Drew McIntyre and, such and such and thought, wait, I thought he was released. So I saw some people, I thought they were released, and it's like, dude, SmackDown is taped on Tuesdays. Yeah. Did see some of that, so.
That's when that classic Paul Heyman rip on JBL, where he was used to be one night stand, and he called out JBL saying, you want to know why you were the longest world champion on history of SmackDown? It's because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Which I think still to this day is maybe the greatest burn in the history of wrestling.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely should be interesting. We'll talk about that house show along with, kind of review that.
Yes, a review.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about, Raw and SmackDown coming up later this week.
Money in the Bank predictions as well.
Right, Money in the Bank predictions.
Hopefully we have more than just 3 matches on this card.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I don't care. It's on the network. It's $9.99 a month still.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there, and be right here to talk about it on the Great Wrestling Debate next week, as always. So send your comments, thoughts, questions, anything, and we'll be right here next week on the Great Wrestling Debate.